If you see the Asta Defense Academy's initiative to have a NDA foundation programs which are specially designed for 11th and 12th studying students, basically residential students. But in this pandemic nowadays, we are having it from our home. So in this program, if we see the structure, then it covers the academic syllabus of 11th and 12th, and simultaneously we will cover the syllabus of NDA as well. So if candidate wants to become, yes it is, an an officer in armed forces, then the NDA foundation is the necessary thing. So Asta Defense Academy's initiative of having this unique programs to ensure the best result in NDA examination, that is academics plus simultaneous NDA syllabus. The beginning by Asta Defense Academy, which will provide the NDA foundation program for 11th appearing students to make them ready for their academic. So you will be oriented to inculcate some competitive skills which are very much important for the NDA written exam results. So there is a systematic approach to cover the conceptual topics and analytical approach. So I will note down some of the things so that it will not be or it will not be like a one-way kind of communication, right? So I'm talking basically about this. So in this case, I'm eager to share the some of the things, right? So most important thing is result oriented competitive skills. Which has immense importance to cover the conceptual topics. Conceptual topics. Because I guess most of you must have gone through the syllabus given for NDA. So it's a huge syllabus. Again, I will be covering it a little bit later. So if you consider again its segmentation, so the first paper for mathematics, second paper for the general ability test. So again, that GAT is further divided into 25%, 15%, 10%, 20%, 20%, and 10%. So in these further six different sections of the GAT paper, right, are again that basically that GAT paper is divided into two parts, part A and part B. And that part B itself is divided into six different sections. So you can, if you consider it, so it will be requiring a conceptual study, right? So for that, the systematic approach will be always there for the conceptual topics. And along with these conceptual topics, analytical skills, which are very important. Though you learn some of the concepts by teacher, but these analytical skills, no doubt you will be getting from the trainer, but to carrying it is your own responsibility. So it is very important, right? Or analytical skills, or I will write again one more word here, the analytical approach. So to make you ready for the NDA or return examination, right? It's our goal, it's our motive. So that the program is productive for the board students to get competitive touch with the academics excellence, right? If you consider the experiences or the experience exercised by the students by the hands-on variety of things. For example, you will be having a comprehensive preparation library. So there you can have each and every literature you require, right? Right from your daily preparing newspapers, Indian Express, I think Economics Times, right? Then I think Science Magazine. So these are some of the things, right, with which the academy is equipped, rather its library is equipped. So comprehensive preparative equipments or the infrastructure will be always there, right? Apart from these things. Then if you consider the what kind of feeding is being done by Asta Academy. So Asta is not only boosting your confidence, but also provides a solid way to have a strong grip over the concepts. So confidence plus strong grip over the concepts. See, again, in these two, this is highly important, right? So there must be a need of the complete grief over the concepts, right? And that is always taken care by the institute. So in this case, the basics remain the same in this particular flow of the chart or the process, so that the level of questions though vary as per the competitive exams, right? Fine. If you consider, since you are in the 11, 12, so you will be always thinking for different things, right? So not only or at least you will be thinking about either of three armed forces only, right? If you consider, so there itself is a variation. Again, FCAT is kind of thing, right, which is involved. So this level of questions vary as per the competitive exams. So in the batches of the, let's say, students, there is a feasibility to achieve the success in the defense career, and that is always taken care by academy, right? So that's the reason how or through which way it is, right? So how the confidence and the strong grip is being provided, right? So most important thing is the academy's foundation course prepares students with, I will write one more line, result, prepares students with result oriented, as I said earlier, committed and ethics based training. Now see, this part is, I think I have already uh, elaborated. Now, what you should understand from this one? Committed, right? And obviously, if you are committed and if you are result oriented, you will be always following the ethics, right? So it is always there. So in this case, now if you consider here, then here you can have the different sections, which I will call academic education, right? Obviously, in this case, the entire syllabus of your physics, chemistry, mathematics, English, right, or the general studies to enhance your performance in the board exams, right, along with the NDA, that will be always there. Not only along with the NDA, but also the competitive education, second part which we can consider, right? And that is the, as you know, the NDA is held twice in a year. So to secure a successful result in NDA, right, the competitive concepts itself in the class 11th and 12th will be completed, right? And obviously it is involved so many different activities. No doubt excellent teaching, classroom teaching will be there, right? Maybe for first few months you will not be having a luxury of that classroom teaching, right, because of the limitations by the pandemic. Then you can have the pattern based study materials, right? There will be unit wise tests, right? So in this case, next point that will come is personalized attention, and it is very important, right? Unless and until personalized attention is provided, right, the institute will not come to know the level of confidence, and that is the actual boost of your energy, right? How once if your confidence is boosted, I think you are ready to do the kind of hard work to achieve any kind of success, and for that the personalized attention will be always provided. And once it is done, your personality is going to develop. So the next point coming, that will be the personality development, right? If you go for academics or the preparation, so there is a chapter wise practice your numericals, right? And most important thing when I consider here, that what I feel personally is physical training, right? If you are physically sound, then I think nothing is good more than that, right? So that would be the thing. And most regulatory thing in this process is feedback. So you will be having the regular feedback, and that feedback is a two-way process, right? So feedbacks by the students will be always regularly taken, and feedbacks to the students, right, depending on the performance or from where you have started and where you are now reached and where you have to go. So that will be always fed, right? So in this case, keep in mind what I said, the points which are very important, right? As far as committed is concerned, if I consider, so I will be having here three different branches, right? No doubt here, academic. The second one will be your competitive, and here I will be writing training, especially I'm supposed to, it is called as the physical training, right? So in this competitive, so no doubt academic, till now you have gone through the academic, fine. Mm,
हेलो सर।
yes,
सर ब्लर दिख रहा है।
just a minute. I guess now it is.
नो सर, ब्लर ही जा रहा है।
Just a moment.
अब दिख रहा है।
Now is it fine?
नो सर।
Okay, let me tackle with it.
अभी दिख रहा है सर।
Sorry?
दिख रहा है।
Okay, fine.
ओके।
Okay, so I was talking about, fine. So in this particular case, right, if I just consider this particular section, you can mute yourself. Fine. So I was talking that till now you have gone through this particular phase. So you have learned academic. Some of you might have gone through part of this, right? But that may be individual. Individual, I mean, maybe for the sport, maybe for the let's say NCC, maybe for the gatherings, right? That kind of the sort of thing. But here altogether is there, right? That is the beauty of this particular training. So in this competitive, if I say you, right? Now see, whatever I'm talking, it is not only for the academics point of view, but it is a actual case. It is the part of the general ability test or the GAT, and I will be looking for GAT. So in that case, it is there, and everything or the most of the things you will be inculcating from the GAT. So in the environment of the competitive section, as I said, you will be having the excellent classroom teaching, then the pattern-based study material, right? The unit-wise test, right? Most important here, that was related to some part of academics, personalized attention, then in this case, personality development, here you can have the chapter wise practice problems, right? And I will now consider this here, physical training. And as I said, the regulatory authority itself, which has immense importance, is called the feedback. And note how this feedback will be consisting the parents meet and the parents discussions, fine. So that is always there. So if you consider the enrichment of the preparatory students or preparatory I think Danish, if your problem is related to screen, then you can just type yes. No, I couldn't get your question. If your question is that district level, so as such, it is not a district level because you will be coming from all over the Maharashtra and you will be living as the cadets of the Asta Defense Academy. And no doubt you will be having teams, and that teams may be defragmented uh, after the regular intervals. Right? Ultimately, here we wanted to inculcate the let's say anyway. I think you don't have to do anything with the screen, right? But what I was doing that uh, along with the speaking, if I could write some of the words, right, it will be always important. Fine, or I will try to write it in a very big writing so that you will be not having okay, that's fine. Yes, just hold on. That our motive is to experience you the richness in preparatory courses or the foundation course for forces. And in this case, the concept delivery is explanatory, which will make you study easy and help in retaining that concept for a long time period. So why I learn in the competitive will be academics. Rather, everything will be depending on the depending on the academics. But why there is need of the competitive? So in this case, it is necessary because to enrich the minds and enhance the reasoning ability, which is let's say quite possible in plain academic sessions. And therefore, the tips and techniques by the experts to score well in your ND written exams will be always done. So overall, this could be I said the part of uh, the foundation course, right? Or for what it is designed, or what are the motives through which we have to progress, right? With certain objectives which will be accompanying one by one. So in this case, the things such as systematic lesson plan, right, is having a immense importance, right, which will be setting the target to achieve the certain objective. So in each session, you will be having the competitive exposure, right, which will be included so that the advancement of the concept may make it feasible to relate your concept with the competition. That's very important. I think some of who have prepared for SPI, right, at Asta, so they have witnessed this particular part, right. Now they are made uh, the feasible to relate their concepts with the competition, right? I think some of the things which we have gone through the mental ability, there you have witnessed this particular point, right? Where you have your own concept, right? Or you can relate your concept with the competition, right? And how to tackle with it and get accomplish the success in that particular case. So there will be always the R-based plans which will be helping out the students to strategize their plan to undergo. Ultimately, after becoming armed officer, you will be always dealing lot in the strategies, right? And that's that you have to have a real time strategies. It will never happen that on the border the enemy has come and you are busy with your strategies. No, you have to instantly work on it, right? And that particular let's say process starts here in the preparatory courses as well. And only thing is that and how you and the how you get motivated and how much efforts you take, right? And depending on that, the understanding or the inculcation of that particular concept is there. So no doubt after this, the student will be strategized to plan their to their plan to undergo the topics, right? Uh, such as or so that each of the student has its own way of grabbing and refinement, right? So two most important thing here are grabbing and refinement. Always keep in mind this particular word is very much essential, right? So whatever you are learning, that's grabbing must be refined. Unless and until you refine it, you will not come across the points, or you will not come across the flaws, right? Or the lacunas, which you have to rectify. And no doubt for that particular point, the personalized attention is going to pay, right? That is the motive why it is being inculcated, included in the objectives or the motives, right? So you can have these things which are very important, right? As I said, uh, the ample of books to refer for advanced concepts, right? Which are always enriching the library and the reading room for your comprehensive study, right? I will be again right here. These are the most important words, right, on which you should be always aimed. So comprehensive, it's very important, right? As I said, by seeing the syllabus, right? Always keep in mind, you need not to take or you need not to have do the whole thing in a day or over the night. No, you have a time period of 2 years, right? And in these 2 years time period, you have to process through this particular uh, process, right? So this flow is always there. Now, in this case, if you consider uh, in the reading room where students can sit peacefully and refer the books if they wish to carry book to their home, I mean to your room, I think in residential part, uh, residential part will not be in that case there is no need to take the homes, but there you can get it. You may get uh, share some of the things with your buddies, right? And obviously you will saving certain time in grabbing and refining your concepts, right? So this is overall what I can have, right, on the behalf of Asta Defense Academy. Now see, how the path progresses through this, right? So here you can have, I'm sure that you must be aware about the syllabus of NGA, right? So I'll be talking about